amazing!
That was actually really cool.
Okay.
The bass that I had at Ken Smith was walnut and then had a center of rock maple. But I ended up with the Honduran mahogany back, with the strip Honduran mahogany running through the neck, and then rock maple on the outsides of the neck, and the Purple Heart running right through there, and then Michelle.
Yeah. What does the strip in the middle of the neck do? What is that?
It adds a lot of, it's a hard wood, and it adds a lot of sustain to your playing, to the actual tone of the bass. And then, this is plain burl maple, you know. And that gave me my light color. The Ken Smith was dark, you know. I wanted a bass that was lighter, you know, that just looked lighter. That's just looks, you know. I wanted it to look lighter. And so, flame maple. And then a very, very hard wood is the cocobolo. And that's what the fretboard, that's what that is, cocobolo. I got so used to no inlays. I said, well, I just want to just do a diamond on the 12th fret. I don't want no flashy, you know, just a diamond. Put a diamond there. I'm cool. So he did that, and then what type of hardware? I mean, he goes through everything, you know. And so, and this has Bartolini. You know, he has Pavel custom pickups, and then Bartolini. You know, he used Bartolini as well. I chose the Bartolini. You know, one day, hopefully, you know, if my wife allows me, I'm ready to get a 5-string that looks just like this. You know, but yeah. So that's the bass, and I was getting ready to go neck through because you know, a lot of neck through bass I played, and said, well, you know, when you first, you know, a lot of times when you first start playing, you think that neck through is, you almost think that that's the better way to go. But then after you start playing and start figuring out your tone, you find out that it's not that it's the better way to go. It's really your preference. And so, neck through has sometimes it produces a warmer sound. Whereas the bolt on, it's more of a percussive sound. And so the okay. Thanks, man.
No problem.
The bolt on has a more percussive sound. And I did like about the Ken Smith. I chose a bolt on Ken Smith, and I liked it opposed to the you know. And so I asked for go ahead.
Just wanted to make a kind of go on what you're saying.
Okay.
When I bought this bass, it's been a long time now, and I went to a place where you could play a variety of instruments, and you know, you play what you think you like, and then you play something else, and you keep trying different combinations, and then you get to hear when you're talking about the differences in the woods and things like that. You know, set the pickups and everything exactly the same amps. Then you start hearing the differences in the basses, and it helps your purchasing.
That's right.
You know, and you know, if you're, you know, okay, you spoke with the person, but if you're a person that want to hear what he's saying, then the more, you know, you go to a place where you can, you know, hear the differences.
Right.
And that helped me when and then of course cost is always a factor.
Right.
But
Certainly.
you know, you in your cost range, and then you play these different basses, and you settle on that one that really sticks out.
Right.
this is the one that kind of just caught my ear.
Right.
And knowing what I know now, because I've had this thing 15, almost 18 years now, knowing what I know now, I might do some things a little differently. But when I think back, you know, on what I went through, I spent about 8 hours just playing basses.
Right.
And, you know, just a little when you're buying, so that helped me a lot.
Right. And it's a good point. And one thing that caught my attention, you said it caught your ear, you know, instead of, you know, it caught my eye. A lot of people go off of, well, that bass looks nice. And they might purchase it based on how it looks, but it don't feel good. It might not even sound all that great. You know, I've seen some people play just a standard Ibanez bass. I never really, you know, Ibanez specific, certain ones, but not, you know. But I've seen some people take just a regular standard, no special woods or nothing, and they play that bass for years. And Jay Bratton, who's one who, when he was years ago, he played this Ibanez bass, and he made that bass make you want to go buy one. Like, you know, whether you like it or not, you know. Gerald Veasley, he plays Ibanez, and now Adam Nitty. And when you hear those guys, that's them. That's what they, you know. And so it's almost like clothes, you know. Somebody wear khaki, somebody wear jeans, somebody wear, you know, sweaters, you know, and you make, the instrument don't make you make the instrument, really, you know. So you could take any bass off the shelf downstairs, and if it's gonna feel good, and you know, you're gonna sound like something, you know. So it caught my ear. That's,
you know, to this discussion. When you kind of mentioned it, you know, you listening to other people and things like that. I think the one thing about being a bass player is you have to find you.
That's very important.
And, you know, everybody hears somebody, they say, man, I like what he's doing, I want to do. But then sometimes you get frustrated because that's not you.
Right.
And, you know, when we settle on our style, it may not be as flashy as somebody else, or, you know, you may not be the person that's doing, you know, everything else, the chording and all of that. But if you're holding the foundation, and that is you, that is your style, then, you know, for a while there, I wanted to be somebody, you know, like some of these other people.
Right.
And that it became frustrating because we just not all built the same, and our fingers don't move like someone else. And once I settled on being me and got comfortable with what my ability is, life was great.
What is foundation when it comes to the bass? What is it? And if I have to like just start from the front of the room, I will. And, so I kind of want to hear from everybody, you know, because everybody's going to have a different perspective, different explanation of it. So, you know, so when it comes to foundation, just that one word, what is foundation? I'll add the groundwork of bass.
Timing.
Timing.
With bass.
Okay.
Understanding the role of the bass.
Understanding the role of the bass.
Applying the role of the bass.
Applying the role of the bass.
Taking what you know and just putting it with the instrument.
Good.
Well, when you say foundation, that's what everything is built up on.
Right.
And without a solid foundation, the rest, the top, is nothing. It falls apart.
Right.
So the foundation, the base, is it. Everything builds off of it.
The bass is the connection.
Right.
Is the rhythmic, melodic connection.
I like to, and I didn't bring that article with me, but I wrote an article some years ago called Fancy versus Feel. And when you say the foundation is the, I like to consider it it helps, it is actually responsible for getting everybody to where they're going. So if you take the natural ground, you know, you're outside, you're walking on the ground. If that ground wasn't there for you to walk on, how could you get to where you're going?
You wouldn't be able to.
So we're at the bottom, which seems like the least important.
Right. But
whereas in reality,
it's the most important.
It's the most important. So I primarily play at my church, and a lot of times when we're just playing, we might be just grooving a little bit, and when we get ready to end on the one, something like this. And sometimes I do this just to kind of pick with the keyboard player, just to remind them that, hey, I got some control.
Bass is important.
Yeah, yeah, and so
with the egos of the piano player. Now that's where you have it.
right.
That's where you got
Right. And so if we're, let's see, if we're playing something simple, and then let's say we're going to end on the, I might go. Now it's not finished, really. Now we got to do something else. But he's looking like,
Kind of like that.
you know, I was getting ready, even if he ends on, he can end on the one all he wants. If I hit that 6, he got to do something. You know, he'll look and laugh. We play like that, but the bass has a lot of control, just control. So when it comes to practice, and that's one of the things. Let's see. So foundation, and we know what the purpose is. I had to make sure I typed up something because I'll forget. You know. Let's see. Okay. Now, anybody, we're going to keep this interactive here. Anybody? Y'all see we're foot lost. Next volunteer, somebody else. You keep doing that. Yeah, somebody else. Good. Brittany. Is yours set up? Good. Yeah, is that cool? Yeah.